Hello.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wolf Den Live, episode 58 from our newly vacuumed studio. And by studio, I mean basement in our parents' house.
Yes. Hi, everybody.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
So we're about a minute late. I was a little busy in the chat.
I see that.
I made a little story with emojis.
I see a bikini, what looks like a jerk-off motion, and I have no idea what the other story is. Engagement ring, love. That gets really sad. That's like Amityville Horror stuff, that last one.
This is big. Yes, this is big. Oh, I'm trying to bring it up on the screen here. So what we got here is, yes, it is a bikini, and then eyes, and then a jerk-off motion.
Yes.
And then a little splash.
Clearly.
And then the next story is a ring, two people in love, and then they get a kid, and then they have another kid, and then there's a gun, and then there's one less kid. And I spent a really long time trying to find the police car.
Yeah.
And I lost track of time.
There you go. That's why we're late, because Bob had to get his emoji story in. And now I'm over here reading about Max Landis's original Power Rangers movie treatment that they're not going to use. Yeah. Apparently, Zach becomes the Pink Ranger and Kimberly becomes the Black Ranger.
Interesting.
That's interesting, yes.
Because he always, he has to, change up,
Max
switch up
Landis
the
has to
gender
do
roles.
something wacky because he's a wacky guy.
Anyway.
He's coasting on his father's fame. What's up, Solid Robin, Alan Morales, Dan Dolman, Common Boy,
Fred,
Fanatics.
Caloric, MG13, Justin, Gilbert. Justin it's friggin' 2 a.m. over there.
Jeez, man. Go to bed.
Convoy, did you say Convoy?
Yeah, I did say
Hello,
Common
everybody.
Boy. Hello, everyone and everyone.
Everyone and everyone. Today's a big day.
Apparently.
Let's go right into it, shall we?
Yeah, go for it.
Guys, which one of y'all are coming to E3 this year?
This is news to me.
Yeah, Will had no idea.
I had no idea.
Apparently, E3 is going to be open to the public. I'm going to bring up the thing here. Meep. So, Electronic Entertainment Expo, previously only for journalists and media.
Notoriously only for games journalists, games media, game developers, game retailers even.
They are, I think they said 15,000 tickets
Yes.
for the public, which is a lot.
That is a lot.
That
And
is a
those
lot.
will go fast.
It's already a packed show. Like,
yeah.
it's supposed to be limited because you're supposed to be able to go around and actually play the games,
Yeah.
not like a PAX. But now they're giving away 15,000. Well, not giving away. You have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But 15,000 tickets they're going to allow to the public.
Yeah.
A lot of people are excited, obviously, because now they'll finally have a chance to go to this thing.
Yes.
The elusive E3.
The white whale of the conventions season.
Yes. And it's a big deal because
Yeah.
that's where they announce everything. E3 has this stigma around it. Now that stigma might be lost because now it's just anybody can go.
Yeah.
It's going to be limited, so
yeah,
not a lot of people.
Again,
are gonna
only
be
like
able to,
15,000, but I mean, this is a big deal. If this is successful, who's to say that they won't do it again next year and, just keep doing it year after year and hopefully like growing it, maybe making the event longer so that more people can go.
I feel like they have to make it open to the public because more and more companies are pulling out.
Yeah.
Because why? What's the point?
Yeah, there really is no point.
It used to be the journalists go and try it out, try all the games out and stuff, and then they go home and they write stories and talk about it.
Yeah.
But now you have the internet, so the companies can just put their stuff out there to their fans.
You see people like
journalists.
Nintendo who've like really much pioneered with Nintendo Directs, just like doing stuff directly to you. So it makes sense
they haven't had a conference there in a few years.
Yeah, it just makes sense for companies to start pulling out.
Last year, Activision and EA pulled out.
Yeah.
They weren't there at all last year.
I mean, part of the problem too is like E3, it's supposed to be like just a media briefing thing, but it's become like this spectacle. People spend millions of dollars on ridiculous booths and presentations.
And that's why it's exciting to go.
Yeah.
Because it's not for everybody, or it wasn't. And like people spend millions of dollars on these things.
Yeah.
And it's a cool thing to be a part of. but now it's going to be more like an amusement park, I guess.
I guess because it'll just be a bunch of randos.
Yeah.
Or according to Justin, oh great, now E3 is going to be packed with Cheeto-fingered, snotty chumps breathing heavily, either due to the girl gamer or the flight of stairs they had to walk up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I went to the last 3 E3s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was very excited to go because again, it was like a thing, not everybody gets to do that. And it was great. It was a great time. The first year I went, I saw one guy in cosplay. He was dressed as Logan.
Yeah.
And he looked really dumb because everybody else is like professional.
Yeah,
they're there to like look
is
at
not
stuff.
a Comic-Con. It's it's business.
The last few like you can tell that people are there to for business.
Yeah.
Like it's a very different environment than the other conventions like a Comic-Con or like a PAX. The last year or two, it got more and more convention-y because they were allowing more and more people to get in.
What was it 2014 was the first year they started letting 2015 was the first year they started actually letting the public in. They gave tickets to the booths to give away.
Yeah, they gave 5,000 tickets to exhibitors to give to fans.
Yes.
So they made like a PlayStation say that they made PlayStation like hold contests to give tickets out and stuff like that. So yeah, and I think they were being more lenient on like streamers and content creators and stuff.
Yeah.
So like they were just kind of handing tickets out left and right. So that's why last year it's been more and more packed too.
Yeah.
And companies are pulling out because it's expensive because they're the only ones who are funding it because nobody's paying to actually get in.
Mm-hmm.
And now they pretty much have no choice but to open it to the public that if they want to keep making money. Last year, EA had a separate event because they were like, we want fans. They actually, their quoted reason was, we want fans to come to this. So it was pretty much what E3 had to do. So with that in mind, you still not going?
I can't take the time off to go. It sucks. If they do this next year, you bet your ass I'll do everything I can to be there. But
I am going to go for sure. I have to. That's the thing. On February 13th, they're going to start selling tickets. They're going to go like that. They're going to go very quickly because it's only 15,000, which sounds like a lot, but it's definitely not. Because someone like PAX has like 100,000.
Yeah, and those sell out quickly.
What's Comic-Con? 400,000?
It's a little less, but it's more than this, and that goes quickly.
So 15,000 is not a lot. And what was I gonna say? So yeah, they had February 13th. They're gonna be selling tickets. They haven't announced media registration yet.
Yeah.
So I gotta do that. So what the hell? And if I can't get the media registration, then I'll be out of a ticket. Should I buy a ticket and then sell it maybe? But I don't know.
The 2015 New York Comic Con was 170,000.
Wow.
And 2016 was probably a little bit more than that.
So 15,000 is a decent chunk of that, but still.
Yeah, but that's gonna go.
Yeah. Most E3 is still mostly gonna be
press
journalists and media and press. People filming for their own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Comic-Con had last year they did that really dumb registration thing where you couldn't, if you bought a ticket, you couldn't sell it afterwards because it was registered to your name. E3 does something similar because it's a press thing. Yeah. So your badge is attached to your name. Mm-hmm. And when you walk in, they check your ID with your badge. It's not so bad because there's no lines because there wasn't that many people, but I wonder how that's going to work this year. Like, can I buy a ticket just in case and then sell it if I don't need it, or will it be attached to my name?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you'll have to find out when you buy the ticket.
Also, tickets are $250, I think.
Jeez.
But early bird special, $150.
Now, does that ticket cover the whole event, or can you buy go one day, go another day, like you can at Comic-Con?
It's the whole event.
It's the whole event.
I'm not sure if they're gonna do dailies.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't think they are, because I think they only said $150 for the pass.
Yeah. And this will only cover like the actual show floor event. This does not cover the day zero press briefings that Microsoft and Sony usually do.
That's a question a lot of people have.
Yeah.
That is even more limited than E3.
Yeah.
Like
really,
I was never able to get into those.
So like the best part of E3 you still can't go to.
Well,
okay, maybe not the best part, but that's the one that like everybody talks about.
The most important.
Yeah.
But it's probably more fun to watch it online.
Probably.
Because you're still seeing the same thing that you would see if you're there.
Yeah.
And you get to see all the other press conferences.
Although apparently, I think it was last year at the Microsoft's E3 press conference when they showed the Dead Rising 4 trailer. When you saw it there, you watched it on the big screen and they dropped snow on you because, it takes place during Christmas. If you're watching that at home, you didn't see the trailer because the camera panned out to show the snow falling on the audience.
I'm sorry to hear that, Will. Sorry you missed your Dead Rising trailer.
It's all right. I don't even like Dead Rising.
AJ says, people need to realize this will potentially turn E3 into a cheaper Disney World, paying an exorbitant amount of money to wait in lines. They won't even be able to play most of the stuff that matters. That's true. There's going to be insane lines. And the last couple years, there have been insane lines.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago, I waited 2.5 hours just to play The Division. And boy, was that worth it. So there's going to be even more lines now. It's gotten worse and worse, and
looks like it's going to get worse.
Yeah. Unless they have like different lines for people.
Yeah.
Because like they're going to want the media to play these games first.
Mm-hmm.
I know that E3 has to go the way of open to the public. They have to.
Yeah.
It's just got to go that way.
Mm-hmm.
But like they just gotta.
Yeah.
But at the same time, now the industry is losing a media focused event.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for everybody, but I don't get to play these games as quickly, and I have to deal with all the smelly people, all the plebs.
Yeah. Justin said, bitching about going to E3. How about the £800, because he's British, £800 plane ticket to even get over there? I think they should do a European E3 too. Smaller, obviously, but with a chance of a whole continent attending.
What do they have there?
They have Gamescom. Gamescom.
Go to Gamescom. But
that's in Germany. And
it's Gamescom.
It's in Germany, but apparently it's bigger than E3, I think.
Really?
Yeah, because that's press and open to the public like a regular convention.
Gamescom is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to Gamescom.
Yeah.
Also, they have a GDC in
Do they really?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure there's a European GDC.
But not everybody can go to GDC, right?
Well, now everybody can go to E3. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, no, GDC is like the same deal as E3.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even more restrictive because you have to be in the games industry, not just media.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always wanted to go to GDC because then you get to see these talks of like the people who make the actual games talk about how
GDC is more games. Like developer focused and like developers talking to each other, whereas E3 is more like for actually selling the product. So that's why it's more flashy.
What else we got here?
Melvin Cabrera wants to know how we hang our figures on the wall.
Thumbtacks directly into the wood paneling.
Yes.
Do not recommend.
No, it's not the best way, but it's a decent, cheap alternative.
Well, I mean, if you don't mind putting holes in your walls, but we have holes there's like a lot of holes in the wall because there's 3 for each one of these. Somebody do the math. There's a lot of holes.
And then there's these corner shells. Where'd you get these again?
I might have had to get them off Amazon.
Okay.
Because I don't think they had them at Target. Or I think I got them from Target online. I also don't recommend those because the corner shelves are only screwed in on one side.
That's very bad.
I know. So you see at the bottom of the top one, it was leaning so much I had to put 2 screws in the wall so it sits on top of the screws.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't recommend any of this. Mm-hmm. We want to redo all of this anyway. Eventually, one of these days.
One of these days, hopefully.
We've got a lot of things in the works here. Yeah. So, E3's open to the public.
Yeah.
You're still not gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, but I need a media pass. I want a media pass, and like, so I don't have to spend $250.
Yeah.
And who knows if they'll even accept me. So, and then there's PAX East.
And then there's PAX.
I am going to.
You're definitely going to that.
I am definitely going to that. Oh, speaking of which, February 25th.
Okay.
Are you down?
I can try to be. You can definitely go without me if I'm not there.
Everybody tweet at him and make him. So February 25th, I want to see John Wick.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2. With all of you. We're going to do it at the Lowe's. Where is it? AMC Lowe's 34th Street in the city. So it's by Penn Station.
Oh, okay. I know where that is.
AMC Lowe's 34th Street on Saturday the 25th?
Yes.
Is it the 25th?
That's what you said.
Yes, Saturday the 25th. So mark your calendars. They don't have tickets yet. We have to wait like a week for the tickets to go up. So next week I'll announce that. But mark your calendars, 25th. We're going to go. It's going to be a night thing. We're going to go watch John Wick together if you're in New York. And then we'll go to a bar or something afterwards. Hang out.
There you go.
So there you go. You got anything?
I got a couple of things. Hey, do you remember when the whole rumor that Netflix was going to do a Zelda series?
Yes.
Well, you're getting Castlevania instead.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Which can still be cool. So Netflix is now working on a new original series based on Konami's Castlevania franchise. They've officially announced it today. This will actually be the rumored Castlevania series that producer Adi Shankar, who is best known for Dread and that one Power Rangers fan film from like I think a year or two ago, where it was like all super gritty and
that was cool.
dark. Yeah, he's gonna be producing it. He's doing it with what the hell is the animation studio? Frederator, who's known for Adventure Time.
That's cool.
Yeah, so they were working on that, and then Netflix scooped it up. I believe it's called Season 1, Part 1, which is an interesting way to do it. It's going to be written, this is what has me excited, it's going to be written by acclaimed comic book writer Warren Ellis.
Ooh.
Who's done a lot of great work. Transmetropolitan. He's the guy who invented the Extremis armor for Iron Man and the whole, like, with Adi Granov, that whole look of Iron Man. He did an excellent James Bond miniseries recently for Dynamite. He's very good at what he does. So if he's writing the whole season, that's even better. If he's writing at least one episode, then I'm definitely tuning in for that.
I like this image better than the original box art.
Well, yeah,
that Polygon used.
That's I think from one of the Game Boy Advance games.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah,
I hope it looks like this, like an anime.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that's after Iga took over and all the art started looking like that.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's cool. Netflix is very good with their original content. I don't think I've seen a bad Netflix original anything. I know Adam Sandler has some movies on there, but okay, that's to be expected. But like this is the studio that brought us Daredevil and Stranger Things and Orange is the New Black and all this other great stuff. And Voltron. How did I forget about Voltron? So if they can even do like half of what they did with those, this might be the first truly great video game based media ever.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, had there not been any good video game shows?
I mean, that's going to be subjective because
I don't know. Like, I haven't seen the Sonic TV show for a while, but we liked that.
We did like that growing up. I saw it actually back in college.
I can't imagine it being good.
It does. It's hard to say because it like some of it holds up kind of well, and then a lot of it doesn't. You know, that's the problem with a lot of these like the video game TV shows from back in the day, because like, you know, there are things you remember of it that you like, but you look back on it and it's obviously, you know, a very dumbed down thing for stupid kids. I mean, what are the exceptions? Like the Pokemon animated series, because that's been going on for like a million years now.
Right, Pokemon.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good example.
And maybe Gungrave, but that's like really obscure.
Yes, that's true too.
Yeah.
So the Japanese do it well.
Yeah, there you go.
So give Castlevania to the Japanese.
Yeah.
Why isn't it? It's Konami.
Well, Konami is not the Konami we remember
Yes,
anymore,
that is true.
so maybe this will make them want to make more games.
Speaking of Konami,
Oh god, what do they do now?
are you done with this?
Yeah, I'm done with this.
Okay, speaking of Konami, they try really hard to explain the R in Super Bomberman R. Classic arcade series Bomberman is set to return to the Nintendo Switch in a new installment named Super Bomberman R. But what does the R stand for? Tom Phillips of Eurogamer says. Even developer Konami seems a little unsure. Responding to fans on the official Bomberman Reddit, I didn't know that was a thing, a Konami spokesperson gave not one, not two, but three possible suggestions for the R's meaning. R is a this is in quotes. R is a throwback feel for the devs to when games could simply have a letter and allow that letter to carry many meanings. The Konami US social account wrote, it symbolized returns and reborn because the game is such an homage to SNES and SB3, Super Bomberman 3. But it also means Rangers, to represent the diverse and colorful group of Bomberman characters who patrol the galaxy. Whatever its name means, Super Bomberman R is the first new game in the series for more than 5 years and also the first to be developed by Metal Gear Solid publisher Konami. They just had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Bomberman was originally created by Hudson, which was gobbled up by Konami back in 2012. And that's why Bomberman was in limbo for so long.
Yes.
So the R in Super Bomberman R could mean returns, reborn, or Rangers. And there are a lot of Bombermen that you can play in this game.
Yes. Well, there
when I was playing it, there was a lot.
Mm.
One of them, the one I played, was really cool. It was like a little sleepy guy. As you all know, very excited about this Nintendo Switch game.
It does look exciting. I keep going back and forth.
That was 24 minutes in.
Yeah. I wasn't even keeping track this time. Now that you know about the game, it's not fun anymore. I shouldn't have said anything. I'm such an asshole.
So yeah, the R means nothing. Still, it's a throwback to when. What game is there for the Genesis Super NES generation that had a letter that meant nothing?
Mega Man X.
Damn, that was quick.
That's like the obvious one. I mean, X and Z, I think, were the two letters because it was the 90s and like those were extreme letters.
R isn't a cool letter.
I know.
It's not cool at all.
I'm trying to think.
X and Z are cool.
I'm trying to think of other games that end in like random letters, and then it's just
Mega Man.
Yeah.
Which I'm cool with Bomberman stealing a little bit from Mega Man because I mean they're allowed to. They hold the same. They're from the same, crew.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, they were both also heavily on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And
well, Bomberman.
Bomberman had one game on the Genesis.
Well,
and so did Mega Man.
Bomberman had a lot of games on the TurboGrafx 16 because that was also made by Hudson.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Maybe we'll have to get a TurboGrafx 16 so I can play only Bomberman games.
Well, you can also download a bunch of them on the original Wii Virtual Console.
I need to get Mega Bomberman for Sega Genesis. I don't know why we don't have that. We used to love playing
We did.
I thought there were a bunch of Bomberman games for the Genesis, and there's only one.
It's really only that one?
I'm pretty sure it's... Because I remember going to rent it all the time. You got it right there.
Yeah, Bomberman 94, Japanese only release for the PC Engine. That's the TurboGrafx 16 in Japan. Released the following year on the Mega Drive / Genesis as Mega Bomberman. 5-player multi-tab support. Released on the Wii's Virtual Console in March of 2009.
Do Control F for Genesis or Mega Drive or
whatever. There's a clone called Bomboy.
Bomboy?
For the Genesis. It's released in Taiwan.
Are there two B's in that?
Yeah.
Bomboy.
Yeah, I guess that Bomberman 94, otherwise known as Mega Bomberman.
I'm looking it up.
Here's a fun fact, though.
There's no images. It's a bootleg.
The Genesis version, I believe, is only 4 players with the multi-tap, but the TurboGrafx is 5 players with the multi-tap.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You can play 8 players on the Super Bomberman R for the Switch. And you could do it all on one system, or you can do it on 8 different Nintendo Switches.
Saturn Bomberman for the Sega Saturn had 10 players, either via multi-tap or, and remember this is the Saturn, internet play.
Wait. What was on the Saturn?
Saturn Bomberman.
It was actually called Saturn Bomberman?
It was actually called Saturn Bomberman.
I've never seen this before in my life.
10-player multi-tap or via internet support. First Bomberman game to be played over the internet.
Damn. This looks good.
Yeah, with the exception
Bonk's in it.
Well, yeah, it's another Hudson game.
Bonk.
Hell yeah. I mean, let's be real.
This box art is sick, too.
With the exception of the obvious one, like, have there really been many bad Bomberman games?
Oh my god, I'm so excited for this game. This looks just like what I played of Super Bomberman R.
Really?
Yeah. I'm stoked.
Yeah.
So many Bomberman games that were out that nobody played because nobody had these systems.
Yeah. There were a lot of Bomberman games for like the Game Boy and Game Boy Color that a lot of people don't remember.
Gilbert says, so much Bomberman. Oh, Geek Level Asians here. That's a new YouTube channel that hasn't posted anything, I don't think.
Hey.
Hello, Geek Level Asian. Oh, AJ said, Sonic R.
Yeah.
There you go.
No.
How can we miss that?
That clearly stood for racing. We knew what that stood for.
That's true.
We knew what that stood for.
So fuck you, AJ.
Everybody Supersonic Racing. It's in the theme song.
Gilbert says, Super Bomberman Ravioli.
Melvin does ask, what does the Z stand for in Dragon Ball Z? There you go. That's another one.
That is another one.
Yeah.
Zextreme. But that's an anime. God damn it.
All right, close enough.
Okay. I have another one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We're going to talk about... So, the age-old mouse and keyboard versus controller debate.
Okay.
I'm taking my cardigan off for this one.
Oh, damn.
This is
damn, everybody.
So, this was brought up in the Overwatch community.
Oh, boy.
The Overwatch boards. Lepistole posted, Dear Blizzard, love the game. Thanks for the hard work. I would appreciate some clarity / statement on the issue of a mouse and keyboard on console editions of your game.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know, they make certain conversions that you can buy off the internet.
Yes, I've seen those.
Plug them into the console and just play with your mouse and keyboard.
Yes, I have seen those.
And if you haven't known, having a mouse is vastly more accurate than a controller.
Yes.
Personally, we both like controllers better.
It's not that I like controllers better. The way I play games, which is on a couch distant from television.
We'll dive into this after I read this. Please say some clarity and stay with mouse and keyboard, blah blah. Having played many hours on console, over 1,000 hours, damn. It is evident that the majority of high-level players are using a mouse and keyboard on console, so the top ranked. I know this as I have discussed this with many of these players. I believe this is unfair. However, I wish to ask your official stance on the matter. I have given up and gone to PC. Damn. Lastly, if you do consider mouse and keyboard on console cheating, what is being done to protect console players using a controller? If it can't be detected, one solution may be to hold tournaments for console. I'm sure we would see a large drop-off of said elite players. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
To hold tournaments, just like they do with Call of Duty. because now you see these high-level Call of Duty players that play with a controller, and if they stream with the mouse and keyboard, a lot of people are going to hate on them because that's cheating, and it's really obviously cheating. So, Blizzard is very into responding to their fans, and the game director Jeff Kaplan said, "The Overwatch team objects to the use of mouse and keyboard on console. We have contacted both first-party console manufacturers and expressed our concern about the use of mouse and keyboard and input conversion devices. We have lobbied and will continue to lobby for first-party console manufacturers to either disallow mouse and keyboard and input conversion devices or openly and easily support mouse and keyboard for all players. I encourage you to reach out to the hardware manufacturers and express your concerns, but please do not do so in a proactive and respectful way." So their official stance, Blizzard's official stance on mouse and keyboard on consoles is that they want Sony or Microsoft to either completely disallow the conversion devices,
Right.
or openly allow mouse and keyboard for all players without the conversion
It
devices.
sounds like they want a level playing field.
Yes,
for
because
everyone.
they're saying it's not a level playing field because not everybody can buy that because it's a third party. You have to buy it off the internet.
Yeah.
I think that's all dumb.
That is yes.
I think what the guy said was a good idea to have. What the fan said was a good idea to have tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
They should have tournaments anyway.
That's probably coming.
The PlayStation 2, you were allowed to just plug in a mouse and keyboard to play, which was interesting. People did that with Quake on there?
Yeah, I think so.
And Red Faction, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah. So our stance on mouse and keyboard versus controller. I think it's irrefutable that a mouse is more accurate than a controller.
Right.
I have my reservations that the keyboard, the actual movement,
is more accurate
because you're limited in the directions that you can move.
Right.
You can only move this way and this way.
The benefit of the keyboard, though, is you have more. You can use all 5 of your fingers, and you have more inputs at your disposal. So yeah, you have your 3 on A, W, and D, but then you have your pinky and your thumb.
No, I disagree because you have to use these 3 fingers for movement. So if you take one of these fingers away, then to push something else, then you can't move in that direction anymore.
Right, but if you're fast enough, you can at least hit something and then move back to it. Or if you're just moving in one direction, then you don't really need that finger.
Exactly. With a controller, you're using your thumb to move in all directions.
Right.
So you're using one finger to move in every direction, and the only other buttons are mapped to the left
the trigger.
and right.
Yeah, unless you have the Elite controller where you can use the other fingers.
You get more buttons. People who play first-person shooters professionally on console with a controller, they do a control style called bumper jumper, which is where you map the jump button to a bumper so that you don't have to move your finger from the joystick to jump. So you're always moving.
Mm-hmm.
So the key is to always have your fingers moving and aiming. On a PC, if you move one of those 3 fingers away, you can't move in that direction anymore.
Well, jump is usually spacebar on PC, so there you go.
Yeah, you have your thumb and you have your pinky. But anything below that, the Z to X and the C, you're
Q and E are usually like
peeking and stuff.
Not just peeking, but you got R is reload. That's important. Q and E sometimes are like equipment or use. And things like that.
And you can map stuff to the controller.
Yeah.
This is all very nitpicky. What I'm trying to say is the mouse is irrefutably more accurate and better suited for aiming faster.
Yes.
The keyboard isn't the best solution, in my opinion.
The keyboard is, in my opinion, not a bad alternative. It's just a more complicated alternative.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think that the keyboard could be replaced with something that is better that hasn't been figured out yet.
Right.
And people don't really care to do that for some reason. Anyway, we here at the Wulff Den like controllers a lot better because they're more comfortable. And that's pretty much the only reason.
Well, like I was saying, I play probably 99% of my games on a couch about 10 to 15 feet away from the TV. And I've tried this. I've actually tried this. Mouse and keyboard, even if you have a lap desk, doesn't really work in that setup.
Right.
A controller is very well designed for just sitting there, leaning back or leaning forward and like gaming that way.
Yes.
A mouse and keyboard was designed for a desk and works best on a desk.
Mouse and keyboard was not designed for gaming. A controller was designed for gaming.
Right.
You're losing a very little bit of accuracy for a whole lot of
convenience,
ease of use, convenience. So personally, I like a controller better.
Right.
But in a competitive environment, you have an advantage if you have a mouse.
Honestly, the most accurate is the Wii pointer controller.
Yes,
that
everybody
works,
knows
yes,
that. The infrared
yes.
is the fastest technology.
Yep, because you're just pointing it right at the screen.
Yep. Red Steel, best multiplayer game of all time.
In all seriousness, the GoldenEye remake on the Wii wasn't bad.
Really?
Yeah, it actually worked
Do
pretty
we have
well.
that?
Yes.
Oh wow. You might see it on the backlog. Check back Saturday. Every Saturday. Ever.
Plug.
So Blizzard's stance is to call out the console manufacturers to either allow or disallow mouse and keyboard support. I don't think it's a bad idea. Well, actually, I think it's a very bad idea to allow mouse and keyboard support for across the entire games catalog.
I don't.
Only for multiplayer, because you're giving people an advantage. I won't be able to play a multiplayer game anymore because I play with a controller. I will lose.
Okay, but then why on PC is that not a thing? How come if you're playing Call of Duty on PC or Overwatch, the better example since we're talking about that, you can have people play mouse and keyboard against controller.
So then you can only allow it for single player. And then it's not up to the console manufacturer anymore. It's up to
the individual game developers.
Games manufacturer.
Yeah, I don't think this should be a console manufacturer thing. This is up to the game
Well,
developers.
I guess the console manufacturers have to open it up to the game developers to allow it or disallow it. So it is up to the console manufacturers to allow the developers to make the decision.
Well, I mean, Microsoft is already in this situation because they have, you can play your Xbox One games on PC. Mm-hmm. Like you could stream your Xbox One games to PC.
I would never. I have a video where I try to play PC games with a controller online, and in all honesty, I didn't do too bad. But I know I could. I know if I was a proficient mouse and keyboard player, I would fare a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not used to mouse and keyboard though.
Microsoft you can stream your Xbox One games to PC, but you can't do it the other way around. Because they don't know how to properly do games like real-time strategy or first-person shooters that rely on mouse and keyboard to do that well and still be competitive on the Xbox One. Yeah, they haven't figured that out yet.
So then they should just open it up then, because then you can have a second desktop that just streams from your other desktop.
I mean, I don't think there's a problem with players using the control scheme that works best for them, regardless of platform. If you're on the console and you prefer mouse and keyboard, you should be allowed to use mouse and keyboard. Now, in a competitive sense, yes, that's where things get murky. Maybe have one server that's just mouse and keyboard and one server that's controllers, or get frisky and have a special server that's both.
That's a good point, but then you're gonna have a very small server. You're gonna be very limited because not a lot of people are gonna be doing mouse and keyboard on the console.
But if it's open and people know about it, then they're going to do it. Right. So you can keep those people separate from the people who are just trying to play regularly.
I forgot who it is, but there is a Destiny streamer who streams Destiny with a mouse and keyboard on his PlayStation. And people hate him because that's what he does.
Yeah,
but I mean, he's doing fine, I guess. But that's the thing. Like, he has the advantage because of that.
Yeah.
I can't wait till Destiny is a PC game. And oh my God, I'm going to hate everybody. The reason I like it so much now in that community now is because it's all console people. And all these, I'm learning slowly that all of these console people aren't console people. They just like Destiny, and they will jump ship in a second when it comes to PC.
Yeah.
Which it might. And that's going to suck for all the console players. Anyway. Gilbert says, guys, what are you doing? We don't talk about PC here.
He brought it up.
I brought it up. We were talking about playing console games with the mouse and keyboard.
MG13 said the Steam controller tried to solve the remapping problem. That's true. It had like circle, like these huge ass circle pads that like tried to do really fine movement. And from what I've seen, it works. It doesn't full on replace a mouse and keyboard, but for games like real-time strategy that really rely on fine movements of a mouse, like you can play it with that.
AJ, Fanatics 4 says, mouse and keyboard is better, but like, who really has the time to play games like that? That is a good point.
Yeah.
Shadowbolt says, the goddamn Dreamcast had a mouse and keyboard.
It did.
It did.
It did.
And it had online. Back then, mouse and keyboard was probably a better way to play.
Yeah.
Certain games. They had Quake for Dreamcast, I think.
Quake 3 Arena, yeah.
Yep. They've tried hard to replace mouse and keyboard because it is not made for gaming.
No.
It is not. It is more precise, but it is still not ideal. And they made that thing that you like grab like this and you move around.
Yeah, the Falcons thing. Yeah.
And those never caught on.
Yeah.
But there has to be. Mouse is fine because they have gaming mice with a million buttons on it.
Yeah.
But the keyboard needs to be replaced with something else.
But
some
what?
sort of joystick or something. They have those things that like look like a hand.
Yeah.
Those are just keyboards that look like hands.
Yeah.
The solution needs to be a thumbstick with buttons like this.
I mean, those things are stupid. The things that look like hands with like the keyboard.
I got a good idea.
What?
You need to make something that's a thumb. So you have the mouse, and the left hand is a thumbstick, like a PlayStation thumbstick.
Yeah.
And then you could be like a big ball thing. You got the thumbstick, and then you have buttons
like
for the rest.
4 buttons.
Or
4 to 8
or
buttons.
you can have 8.
Well, no, because they do make like I'm pretty sure instead of like a analog stick, it's a
D-pad.
D-pad.
Put it in the chat because I need to see this. You don't have to do it. That's why I'm giving it to them.
All right.
So.
Yeah.
Because like the movement is the issue. I have videos on this. History of modern video game control schemes. I was very, very proud of that.
That was a very good series.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, these things.
Yeah,
these little controller things. But like,
it's got like a little nub thing right there. Here, I'll put this in for all you guys to see.
Michael Ramirez typed Logitech G13 exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation. Oh yeah, that's the thing you just showed.
Was it really?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's it. But it's still got a keyboard on it. Well, I mean, I guess you move around with the thumbstick, yeah.
Well, even still, like I think that like moving your fingers like this is still probably faster and you can do a lot more.
That is not better than moving with a thumbstick.
It's absolutely not easier.
No, it's not. It's not better,
but
because you can't move in all directions and you can't hit other buttons while you're doing it.
But the thing is, you can because like you still, if you're using 2 fingers for movement, then you still have 2 more.
If you have a thumbstick to move around in all directions, then you can do other things at the same exact time that you're moving. And you can't do that if you have your fingers working.
Well, like what else would you need to do while moving? You can do that. If
look down the sights.
If I got my middle finger on W, then I have my thumb on the space bar, and I can move it up to B for whatever that does. And then I got E for equip.
Look at how many fingers you have on. I'm just saying you have 3 fingers right now on the directions.
Yeah.
Consolidate that to 1 finger, and then you have all these other fingers to do all of these other things that you want to do.
Yeah, but it's you
Plus, your middle finger is up and down.
yeah.
So, this is better. Your ring finger is left.
Yeah.
What if you want to? What if you want to look down the sights? Well, not look down the sights. Well, in Rainbow Six, I think it's this shift is run.
Yeah.
What if you want to run and run to the left?
Because then you have the pinky.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, what if you want to run to the left and crouch?
That's probably C. That's my thumb.
Actually, you can't run and crouch. What's thumb?
Thumb right here. Thumb rests on the space bar, but C is usually crouch, so you can move it.
I thought it was Z. In Rainbow Six, it's
Rainbow
Z.
Six is Z, but then it's PC. You can remap it. Even still, I can hit Z with my thumb.
What I'm saying is, you have so many buttons that you have to. You're changing fingers all of the time.
People type like full sentences and paragraphs with one hand. They can play a video game. They can move in a video game with one hand.
I'm saying it's better to have your full range of direction. And of course, like I said before, you only have 8 directions of movement with WASD.
Right.
You don't have the full range of movement that you do with a joystick.
It's still 8 ways, no matter which way you slice it. The difference, because even a joystick on modern consoles, you're still moving up, down, left, right. You don't necessarily turn.
No, you move in all directions on a thumbstick. You have every direction at your disposal.
But not in a first-person shooter necessarily, because that's still up and down and strafing. The looking is done with the analog stick.
On a joystick, you have 360 degrees of movement. That you can walk in 360 degrees. With WASD, you have 8.
It's not the same. No, because on a thumbstick, if you push up and then you turn to the right, you're curving this way, and you're gonna start strafing right. You can do that.
Ignore the right stick.
You can do that on a PC if you press and then you press the other one and then you move that way. That's how you do it.
Yeah, but you only move exactly 90 degrees or 48 degrees.
On a PC?
Yes. If you hit W and D at the same time, you move exactly 45 degrees. There's no between 45 and 90 like there is on a console. That is why there's only 8 directions of movement. You have to go 45 and then 90. You can't go 60 degrees like you can on a console.
Well, even still, like you can't really go 60 degrees on a console because
you absolutely can. You just do 60 degrees on the joystick.
You're going because you're going to wind up going completely 90 degrees regardless. You
just move the thumbstick to the 60 degree point. That's it. And you could do 90 degrees. You could do 45 degrees. You could do 40 degrees. You could do 41 degrees if you want to.
Assuming that your hypothesis is correct.
It's not a hypothesis.
Okay.
It's the truth.
I'm going to say your thing is a hypothesis, and assuming it is correct, that still doesn't technically matter because then you also have the mouse. And the mouse, you just turn that to the direction you want to go to, and that points you. That just pretty much negates the necessity for any
You're using that to aim, and on a console, you can aim at the same time that you're moving 41 degrees.
But on a PC, that doesn't matter because you have so much more accuracy on that. You don't have to compensate for any movement that the other stick is compensating for.
What I've learned from doing these experiments about controllers on console is that if you're playing on console with a controller, it is best to use a class with a shotgun, so you don't have to aim.
Yeah.
Or a melee, because moving, you're so much better at moving than you are as somebody with a keyboard and a mouse.
Okay.
So you can evade much better. That's right. Like playing Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike, because people are very accurate with Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike, I just played with a shotgun, and I ran around everywhere, jumping around and stuff, because you're better at that. I wasn't better than the people with a mouse, but still, like you can hold your own a decent amount with that.
Yeah.
That is my point. That is my point with having a thumbstick instead of WASD. That is why a thumbstick is better than WASD.
For movement, maybe, but it doesn't really matter because the mouse still does a lot of the moving and turning for you, and the aiming, you don't have to compensate for anything.
But again, you're moving. At that point, you're not using the mouse to aim anymore. You're using the mouse to move in conjunction with WASD.
Right, but
On a console, since you have 2 thumbsticks, you can move and aim at the exact same time. You can aim in one direction and move in another direction. And that's why I'm saying the solution on PC would be to have a thumbstick instead of WASD and a mouse so that you can aim really accurately and move really accurately.
The thing is, when you're playing games, you're using either the left thumbstick or WASD, you're moving forward. You're always facing forward. So the right stick and the mouse controls your turning. And on a console with the whole extra angles you can turn at, you're still facing forward as you're doing that.
Correct.
Your camera is still facing forward. The mouse or the right thumbstick, it does all the turning for you. So on a PC, you don't really need any more of that, angle to turn. Because that's all handled with the mouse. That gives you a much wider range of turning and a much more accurate.
It does not give you a wider. It gives you the same amount of. It gives you the same range of movement. It's just more accurate with the mouse aiming. Aiming is more accurate with the mouse. Moving is the same. It's the same range of movement. The same range of. You have the same range of aiming. It's the same exact range. It's just more accurate with a mouse. With a keyboard versus a thumbstick, you have more range with a thumbstick.
I don't know. I don't think it matters.
It does when there's people who use bumper jumper so that they can aim and jump at the same time.
But you can do that on
here's the thing.
You can do that on mouse and keyboard.
With a controller, you can move your position to 41 degrees and aim at somebody at the same exact time. On a mouse and keyboard, you cannot do that.
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot. You can't aim. You can't aim because you move at 41 degrees. You have to
turn.
You have to turn using the mouse also. So you can't aim and move at 41 degrees at the same exact time.
So then how do people do 360 no-scoping?
They jump in the air and they spin around in a circle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If people can do that with a mouse and keyboard, then they can do your stupid 41-degree turn and aim in the same way.
They have to hit W and D at the same time and then hit D and while aiming. That's what they have to do.
Yeah.
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 If you replace WASD with a thumbstick, they just have to move the thumbstick in the 41-degree position. That is my point. That is why I think WASD is not ideal. Mouse is ideal. Mouse is ideal. WASD is not.
I just feel like your argument, while maybe valid, it doesn't matter because the mouse compensates for so much and it helps out, I think, a lot more than you're giving it credit for. Because it does
the mouse, yes, the mouse makes up for the keyboard. Yes.
So yeah, while you only have.
But I'm just saying that if you replace WASD with a thumbstick, it would be better. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that mouse and keyboard is more precise than a controller. I'm just saying that WASD itself, the keyboard itself, should be replaced with a thumbstick.
I think it's about time you did an experiment video. See if you can do both.
What do you mean?
Like make a video using a thumbstick and a mouse.
Well, there you go. I'm gonna have to get this Logitech G13.
Hold on.
Garbage.
People might notice I wear these little leather wrist straps. I call them the gauntlet.
Oh, you gonna slap me with it?
No.
Oh.
The gauntlet's been thrown down.
All right, I guess
symbolism. People listening to the audio version didn't know that.
Ooh, is there a game where you can map? Because I'll hold a controller and use the mouse.
That's the thing. Time. I don't know if there's a game that will let you map both at the same time. Because usually if you plug in a controller, it overwrites everything.
Yeah, or it switches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, I could do it with the PS4 controller. I could just map the controllers. I could map the controls to keys.
Well, Because Steam now officially recognizes the PS4 controller. I'm putting it back on.
Maybe I'll use a PS3 controller.
Maybe. Or, bite the bullet and get a Steam controller. Those are only like 35, 40
Everybody's
bucks.
really tired of our argument.
This is a really dumb argument to have.
AJ's with me. He says all hail opposable thumbs. MG13 says they're starting to go on a loop now.
MG13
Convoy says it's not over.
MG13 also says touchscreens are the future.
Touchscreens are the future.
Yeah. Not for platformers, though.
Mouthy was hoping for some bloodshed. Frosty says he's going to E3. I will see you there. Hopefully.
Nice.
AJ also says motion controls solve all esque Splatoon. I did not like those controls.
Mouthy Merc personally prefers the Power Glove.
There you go.
The original motion control.
Oh, Michael Ramirez uses G13
Oh.
for PC gaming. So do you use the thumbstick to move? Like to walk? I'm curious.
It's $35 on eBay, but you can get it new from Logitech for $80.
See that I don't like the keys.
25 fully programmable G keys.
I don't like the way the keys are laid out because they just laid out like a keyboard.
Right. Well,
I feel like
okay.
I mean, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, because
I'm getting too picky.
Going by what you're saying, using the thumbstick gives you more range of motion. Yes, use the thumbstick for motion, but then you have all those keys. You can quickly switch between weapons. You can quickly open doors.
You're right.
You can quickly jump.
It solves the problem of moving and doing something else at the same time.
Right.
So that is a good solution.
It just looks dumb.
There's no way for it not to look dumb.
Yeah.
It would honestly look less dumb if I was holding a controller in my hand. But then I have 2 extra fingers that aren't going to do anything. That's the problem. I might just have to buy this. But that's for a video, that's dumb. All right, anyway. Is there any other stories? Or are we done? Can we go into the chat?
Yeah, let's just go into the chat.
All right, guys. We're here for you. Mikachu says you can both get from point A to point B, but thumbstick is smoother. Yes. You can achieve the same thing on both.
Razer makes one too for $80.
Let me see Razers.
Looks about the same.
I like the position that thumbstick is in better.
Yeah.
Is that a D-pad or is that a thumbstick? Looks kind of like a 3DS thumbstick.
8-way thumb pad.
Oh, that is no. That's the thing. No 8 ways. You need 360 ways. That's not even true. Infinite ways. So you can talk to us using the hashtag WolfDenLive on Twitter. You can, if you're listening to this after the whole thing's over, if you listen to this in podcast form, or if you're listening to this on the YouTube, you can just go to the YouTube video and leave a comment there, and we'll respond to it in the following week. Just like these people did on our last video. Let me go to our channel and find it. Me. Gasfarost says, I really hope the Nintendo Online subscription includes cloud saves for the Switch games. That is true. That would be cool. I don't really care about cloud saves, though. They're on the console. They're
nice when you need them.
It's great for Vita PS4 crossplay. Yes. That is fantastic.
It's great for 360 Xbox One backwards compatibility.
Yes.
Yes.
Enrique says, hey, Will, which subscriber are you going to invite to your wedding? We would like to know since you mentioned you're getting married. One lucky subscriber. You heard it here first. All of you. You're all invited.
Well,
I will be periscoping the whole thing.
She's going to hate you. From this chat, Common Boy wants me to talk about comics. Okay. AJ Thakar says, hey, Will, what are your thoughts on Darth Maul comic issue 1? Didn't read it. Probably be good. Those Star Wars comics are usually excellent. I don't know if Darth Maul is a character I want to see in a comic. Get his own comic, though. I think he was just fine being like
mysterious.
Mysterious, yeah.
Did you see the footage from the game?
Which game?
The Darth Maul game. They were making a Darth Maul game
years ago. Yeah.
The footage, there's like actual gameplay footage.
I recently saw, it was all back in the old expanded universe, the scene where Obi-Wan and Darth Maul fight in the desert of Tatooine. That's going to be remade on Rebels coming up soon. That was awesome. That was also the original reason why Uncle Owen hates Ben Kenobi.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Somebody had a question for you last week. Oh, Muhammad said, do you guys think that there are too many superhero movies coming out? Kind of. If they keep coming out at this rate, I worry that they'll all be the same.
I don't think so. Things are just starting to get a little iffy because, like, I'll be honest, I love Doctor Strange. I did feel it was very similar to a lot of the other origin stories they were doing. That being said, I think we need to stop thinking of them as superhero movies and just think of them as like regular genre movies that happen to have superheroes in them. The problem is, like, when it was just Marvel doing it, like, it was fine. They would release one, maybe two a year, and they'd be done with it. The problem is now DC's throwing their hat in the ring, and now they're starting to flood the market. Plus, Fox is bringing back X-Men and all that, so now it's starting to feel pretty saturated.
Muhammad also said, Will, are you getting married or something? I feel like you don't mention that enough. Boom. Roasted.
Yeah, I deserve that.
Justin, 7 hours ago, tweeted using the hashtag WolfDenLive, if the Switch put N64 games on Virtual Console, C buttons mapped to the second analog, GoldenEye with online multiplayer, Kerching. I don't know what Kerching means. Maybe it's some British slang that I'm missing out on going over my head.
I think he means Kerching, like cash register, like he's going to buy it.
Oh, well.
Which, yes, that would be an instant buy for me. Too bad that's not going to happen.
I'm just saying that he predicted the future with that tweet because we were talking about what we were talking about. Fred says, "What is the best Thor run to read outside of Aaron's volume 1 to 2?"
I really liked J. Michael Straczynski's run on Thor. That was really good. Everyone says to read Walt Simonson's run from back in the 80s. That's apparently the definitive Thor anything ever. So go check that out. Frosty Nacho from today's show wants to ask you, Bob, any thoughts on the Destiny change?
No, I haven't seen anything. I haven't played Destiny. I bought the last DLC and didn't even open it. Really? I am so behind. I didn't do the last raid on hard mode. I am so behind on armor and stuff. I just got left in the dark. So that game, like, you need to have a crew, And like, I know you'd help me out, but like, I like fell right out of that community. I was like big timed right out of that community. But it's still one of my favorite games of all time, Destiny. Because I was always waiting for an MMO style like first person shooter, because I feel like MMOs, that's like I would love like, I don't like RPGs,
right?
But I don't like RPGs because of the certain tropes that RPGs have.
Yes, I
like shooters, and I like that sort of gameplay. So putting an RPG in that sort of gameplay is passable to me, and having that sort of online sense of community that I can play with my friends and stuff, that is perfect. So Destiny is the perfect amalgamation of all of that. It's just that I don't know what happened. I got way too behind, and now I'm just way too behind. And there's so much grinding right now in Destiny that it's not even fun.
Yeah.
It was for a while. I scrolled too far back and I went to when people were talking about
Media Slave. Will, House Fatale, is it worth it? Yes, it's worth it. I did a video on it. You should definitely read Fatale and anything that Ed Brubaker does. Just don't. If you know Ed Brubaker wrote a comic, just read it. Don't even ask me. Just read it. Weird question, Will. Have you tried the Bone video game? I have not. I think that's a Telltale game. So if it's like any of their
Really?
other, yeah,
They're making too many games. Telltale.
yeah, they make way too many games.
Fix your engine.
Apparently, the Batman game was like their brand new engine.
They made a new engine for that.
Yeah,
And you didn't fix anything.
I mean, it worked for the most part. You caught it at a really bad time.
I've heard other people say that part in the game breaks the game.
Yeah.
It's like a known issue.
Yeah.
Especially on
I mean, I'm
Xbox.
sure it's patched now, but
Michael Ramirez says the nomenclature for those things are gamepads. So the hand-looking
yeah.
controller things are gamepads.
Yeah, that's exactly what Logitech's. Well, Logitech calls it a game board.
What do you think about that, Michael Ramirez?
Common Boy wants to know what my first Image comic was. I have no idea.
What was
my first Image comic?
Oh.
It's probably something much
Spawn.
later. Maybe. It was some random issue of Spawn.
Probably Spawn.
Yeah.
The first one I bought myself. I mean, I feel like I bought a Spawn comic before, like when we were younger.
Maybe.
But I remember buying what's that one that wasn't good, and I thought it was. Capullo did it.
Oh, Haunt?
Haunt, yeah,
Yeah.
I remember Haunt.
Yeah, Capullo and Kirkman did that.
Oh. Anyway, Nate S said, "Did you guys lose a lot of subs to the glitch?" I checked. There was a glitch apparently on YouTube.
Really?
That a lot of people lost subs. Again, this happens all the time. Social Blade. If you guys want to check yourself, you can go to socialblade.com and look up Wolf Den, and it'll pull up all of our stats. Yeah, we didn't lose any. I don't know what happened. We did not lose any subs. Other people lost like hundreds of thousands of subs. So I don't know.
People are bringing up, Fred Bushi asked about Samurai Jack coming back.
Ooh, and Shadowbolt says, "I've been watching the original Samurai Jack to catch up while watching season 5. Yo, it looks awesome.
It does. I'll be honest with you, though. I'm going to be real. If they don't have the theme song, I'm not watching it.
It's gonna be a different theme song.
It better not be. That is one.
I'm positive.
That's one of my favorite cartoon theme songs.
Or it'll be remixed.
I'll depend. All right, maybe I'll settle for a remix. It's just so good. It's contrast it fit, but it also contrasts everything the show was.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. A lot of people are bringing up GoldenEye Source because we're talking about GoldenEye Online. I don't know if you can hear this, but our mother is screaming at us right now to put something in the freezer. And it's really hard to concentrate and do both at the same time.
Everybody share this video with your friends so we can make more money so that we can move out.
Yes.
Have a studio or something.
As I was saying, a lot of people are bringing up GoldenEye Source in the chat because, I guess because of the whole GoldenEye on Switch with online multiplayer thing. I've always wanted to play GoldenEye Source. Apparently, it's excellent.
I haven't played it. The new one for what was it? What was the one that you said the one for the Wii was good?
Yeah.
But what was the other one?
What other one?
Didn't they have it on other consoles, or was it only on the Wii?
It was then they eventually released it on 360 and PS3, like in HD and whatever.
Was the one on the Wii called GoldenEye Reloaded?
No, that was just called GoldenEye. The one on PS3 and 360 was GoldenEye Reloaded.
I heard that was garbage.
Really?
Yeah.
They're the same game.
Wait. Which one has Daniel Craig instead of Pierce Brosnan?
All of those.
I heard that they were all garbage then.
No, the Wii one, you can actually look this up. The Wii one got good reviews, and I played it. It's pretty good. The 360 and the PS3 one are literally the same game, just in HD, and they added like Spec Ops, like Call of Duty 2 type thing.
I heard those were garbage.
What was garbage was GoldenEye Rogue Agent for PS2 and original Xbox. That was hot garbage. That you played as a villain, and you kill James Bond and Judi Dench's M, and you team up with Goldfinger and Dr. No to take over the world. That was a bad game. Forget I ever said that.
Now I'm all confused. Did they remaster GoldenEye 1080p and put it in the Xbox Live Arcade?
No.
They did that for
Perfect Dark. Rare apparently made an HD version of the original GoldenEye. Like, they have it ready to go.
And they just can't get the rights to do it.
They can't legally do it.
Who has the rights to GoldenEye?
It's weird.
Somebody bought them, right?
Well, here's the thing, because it's Nintendo, I think, published the game, so they have some stake in it. The James Bond license is, I think, with Activision.
I knew it was Activision.
So
Activision is the murderer of all IP.
It's true. Like,
if they get their hands on one, they just sit
kiss
on
it goodbye. Their Ninja Turtles games have been bad. Their James Bond games, with the exception of GoldenEye, have been bad.
Crash
Bandicoot.
They're the reason Crash Bandicoot hasn't had a game since 2012.
Tony Hawk. God, I'm really sad about what happened to Tony Hawk.
But they've had that since the beginning.
Yeah, and they crashed it to the ground. Transformers is actually like the exception.
Do they have Power Rangers now?
Maybe. I should look that up.
Power Rangers
Spider-Man, they ruined
game.
Spider-Man.
Because Power Rangers just came out with a game that looks a little bit compelling because it looks like an arcade game, but I heard that
I heard it's really bad, yeah. Apparently, like, when you get to the Zords, it's just a quick time event.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Power Rangers game 2017? Mega Battle game.
That's it, yeah.
Power Rangers Mega Battle. Who's making this? There's no Wikipedia page. There's a GameSpot.
So yeah, I mean, it's weird because, like, with
Bandai Namco.
Oh,
should have guessed that.
Yeah. Activision also does Transformers, and it's weird because War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, and Transformers Devastation were all pretty good. Everything else they put out that was been crap.
AJ's saying the YouTube glitch. YouTube said that the glitch doubled people that unsubscribed. If no one unsubscribed from you guys, you wouldn't be affected. That means nobody unsubscribed from us, baby. Or not a lot of people. Or, like, we must have met.
Yeah.
We gained subs.
There you go.
So even if 2 times the amount of people unsubbed, we still gain subs.
Probably a lot of people expecting more wrestling talk. Sorry. Yeah. I'll start sneaking that in next week. Wink.
All right, we're done. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us. If you're listening to this on iTunes, SoundCloud, and or Google Play, thank you for the subscription there. Be sure to rate us and review us very highly because that helps us with placement on those stores. And Lord knows we need the placement on those stores.
Yes. And keep an eye out on Saturday, every Saturday of this month, and hopefully the following months, where you will see a new show called The Backlog. Our first one went out last week.
It's on Batman Dark Tomorrow. We go through our video game backlog and just talk about the games in our collection, whether we've played them or not.
And it's in a whole new format.
Yeah.
We got multiple cameras. We got things coming up on screen. The pacing is a lot better. You'll be engaged more.
Yeah.
Some good stuff.
We look like a professional YouTube channel now.
More bite-sized content for you guys. Yep. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you as always. Thank you for tuning in. As always, you can subscribe, you can like us, you can share this video or the other videos we put out this week and every week.
Yes, we have to stop saying have a good week because now we have so many videos. So we have to say we'll see you tomorrow or something. We'll see you on Saturday. We'll see you on Saturday.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.